It's that time of year again where I release one video and then disappear for 2 more months. But this is my totally trustworthy review of Chapter 1 of Indigo Park, which I did thoroughly enjoy, as you saw by yesterday's video. Now, I don't plan on touching on any of the themes of this isn't a video essay. I'm just gonna say whether or not I liked the game or not, which I did. I thought it was very enjoyable. The ending theme, like, there's a lot of Portal references, like the way like when you enter the gift shop and like the way Rambly moves the TV is very reminiscent of like Wheatley and GLaDOS and stuff like that, and like the ending song very reminiscent of what happened there too in that Portal, which I thought was cute. The music, Team Neutron went hard on it with that one other guy. I feel like he did a lot. I know he was a very important member of the team, but honestly, Team Neutron's such a more rememberable name. Like, I'd have to like look up what his name is, but like, shout out to him. Also, the VA for Rambly did an amazing job. Um, on a scare factor, it's a mascot horror, so it's not that scary, but it still managed to get me like 3 4 times. But yeah, it was a lot more a lot like the tension. It builds a lot more tension than other mascot horrors do, mostly because, well, they typically try to like tread off this like, oh, childhood memory type shit gig, which never ends up working, because if you're in a place that children are supposed to be, it's gonna be well lit and very safe and friendly, and that's not very scary at all. Like, bright neon lights aren't scary. So, like, the game is really dark. Like, if you go out without your flashlight, the game gets really dark. So playing without your flashlight, if you really want a scary experience, that what you could do. Not like you're gonna get anything done though, because you're probably gonna run into 27 different walls. But yeah, so the game's on the scare factor is probably like a 6 out of 10, which is really high for a mascot horror. The only other mascot horror that has scored higher, besides for like OG FNAF when it came out, because that was just higher, was probably maybe Slender on the 8 pages, maybe got an 8, and like FNAF give it a 7. Bendy gets like a 6.5, and Poppy Playtime gets a 4.3. Chapter 3 was fire though. I love Chapter 3 of Poppy Playtime. But back to Indigo Park. Music was like I said, the music was top tier. Set design and the use of assets I thought was really cool, because it's obviously an indie project, so they don't have that much room to create so many assets, and it's not like they have the optimization to run it. So what they did is they reused assets really well and really smartly. That was really clever of them, and my PC probably appreciates it too. On top of that, the game has like this really sense of replayability, because it plays almost like a Telltale type story game. Like, I don't know, something about it just reminds me of like Detroit Become Human. Minecraft Story Mode is a terrible example, but like the Walking Dead games, they remind me of illicitly of that. And like, honestly, I've already replayed the game 3 times now. Once just an initial playthrough, which was uploaded to my channel yesterday, and then twice by myself. The one you're looking at right now for the video is my third run. That's why it's like really fast and really like jump to the point, because I've played it 3 times already. And the idea of the collectibles were executed very well. They weren't too hidden, and they weren't too like in your face. Like, they were there if you wanted them, there to miss them. Also, in that run you're looking at now, I did not get the piano, but I like the piano. Also, something I didn't notice about the music is it all runs on the same cadence and rhythm, but still manages to sound different with like almost different covers of the same track, which is very interesting. And also the ending theme, like, where it's like Rambly's review, really good song. Voice actor did an amazing job. And honestly, might be playlist worthy. I don't know, maybe for my ADHD autism playlist, I don't know. But overall, this chapter was a solid like 8 out of 10, especially for an opening chapter. Usually the opening chapters for like indie horrors, and especially mascot horrors, are never especially good. Poppy Playtime was, I'm not gonna give it the title of decent. It was lackluster in my opinion, but like, it's a mascot horror, meaning its characters are very identifiable, meaning it's bound to be a success. And Bendy's first chapter was only scary to me because I was a kid, and honestly, I beat the second game, like Bendy the Dark Revival. I think the review is still on my channel. I don't know if I have the footage anymore, but like, I beat the second one like lickety split on hard mode first try, no hints. and it wasn't that bad. So yeah, they're really never scary in the first chapter. Or they're really never hard in the first chapter. This wasn't really an exception, but it was on the better end. Also, the models, like the models, are really high res. It's just that like the textures glitch a couple of times, so it makes them look kind of funky. And also in like some spots, like if you look on the Rambly plushes tales that you can find in like the gift shop after the train ride, they have like TF2 polygon physics. It's really funny. Like it's run on Source Engine or something, where it's like you have these really high res certain models, and the others are just really polygon. It's really funny. And like let me try to think. I don't. None of my homies mess with Lloyd. If you mess with Lloyd, you're an op. I'd love to see more of the characters, honestly, and I think they really handled the mystery aspect of it well, because obviously it's a mascot horror. Every single mascot horror has some very convoluted, slowly revealed, like storyline aspect that just makes it somewhat unrealistic. Like you get the idea. Also, I like how in the end we didn't fall into some hole or get trapped somewhere. I get kidnapped. We're just in the amusement park. Like for once, like we could leave if we wanted to. Our character's just insane, which is at least better writing than typical. I'd rather have just a flat out insane main character than just, oh no, I'm stuck and I can't get out. Like, I know, I'm not exploring Demonic Hell Studio number 3. I mean, I really just thoroughly enjoyed the game. There's nothing really else I can say. Like, I covered the music, the set, like the use of assets. Oh yeah, I guess I can say the progression system, or I would say how like the chapter progresses is really smooth and nice, and like the typical turn on the generator is handled very well. Also, Rambly as a character just serves as a really great guide. Like, then instead of just like giving us top left, look for your mission statement, which they do a couple times, like when Rambly's down. But typically Rambly's like, oh, we should do this or we should do that. Like, we're not even here initially to for money or to return to an old studio, because who cares about that? We're here for the fun of it. Like, I really like how they handled that aspect of the story, because those are typically like the introduction part is typically never handled well. Also, if I said this in my video, if you have the option of exploring during the day and you choose the night, you are probably the dumbest person I've ever known. The human models are really weird though. Like the human textures, like especially like main character's hands and the statue in the very beginning area, the bronze statue, very weirdly modeled, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Drink Bird Up and go over to my Twitch. Happy Hanukkah.